So let me take you on a quick little story before I get into it. Um, let me take you guys on a quick little story before I get into this development phases. So when we were growing up, right, middle school, early high school, in order for you to play basketball, you had to go out to the recs and the gyms and stuff, the church gyms, whatever. And if you want to get on the court, there are grown men playing there already, right? And of course, playing as grown men, they're better than you. And the rules are if you win, you stay on. Okay. And those were the times where some days it'll be a welcome challenge where it's like, all right, cool. We're finna do our thing. I'm gonna play to get on the court and be on the winning team. Not only be on the winning team, be able to provide enough value to be on the winning team. Okay. With that, you will also take the challenge of saying, okay, we either gonna upset the winning team with me and my homies. Okay. Or you don't want to take that challenge and you just want to go play with your homies. You don't actually want to play and have fun. We've all had them times. Like if my era knows exactly what I'm talking about. You still have a little bit now. I don't know how much it is now, but I know when we growing up, that's what the rules were. That's how you lived and died on the court. So zoom back into now, man. I think back on those times and saw how all those situations developed me. And then got to the place where now we're kind of the big homies. We're the OGs of the gym, kind of in a situation where we can run things, establish that whole parameters around how you play and get on the court. And so, taking that experience in that moment of my life, I'm going to help you guys out with how you can actually use those situations like that to develop and grow your game. So, let's go from the lowest to the lowest. You are playing with the people that you like. You're big dog, you're the big fish in a little pond situation. You're hands down the best player on the court. And you're thinking, man, I can't get better with these people, man. It's too easy for me. Nothing going on here is a challenge for me. Well, that's the time for you to start really thinking and see bigger picture and you to develop and work your game yourself. So first, the first level is when you're above and people are below you. So you playing your best is better than people below you. That's the time for you to start being sorry and working on your weaknesses. So if guarantee you can get to the rim with ease, don't go to the rim. You're going to do mid range, you're going to do threes. Like, dang, man, I want to win. I can't play. Well, too bad. You have to develop. You can't develop and win at the same time. You have to kind of pick one or the other. There are certain times where you can do both, but right now, you focus on development. So development means you're going to take a couple L's. Development means you're going to miss some shots. You're not going to be as high key or as high quality outputs as you used to because you're working and developing something. You know your right hand is the go-to. You know your right hand, you can go right however you want to. That's the time you work on your left. You develop your left hand around this time because you can go right easy, but a good enough defender get on you, you need to go hands work on that left hand too. You don't want to have that weakness holding you back. Okay. The first level. So you think you can't get better with people worse than you playing against kids or whatever, or just you're a high schooler playing against middle school. So you're just a level above everybody around you. Take the time to develop yourself to where now you're developing the weaknesses in other areas of the game that are lacking behind you. All right. So let's say that now you're playing against people, your peers, people who are in that same level around you. So let's say you're a seventh grader playing with other seventh graders. You're eighth grader playing against other eighth graders, or just middle schoolers in general. That's the time you just get in your bag and do your thing. All right. So you really get the feel for how good you are, how good you aren't. You get the feel for where your left hand is and isn't. You get a feel for where your jump shot is and isn't. That's a time where you kind of really get the clearer view of how good you are. And that's where you just play your game. You don't really think about it too much. You just get to your bag, you play to your strengths, and you really just develop your game and your craft in that direction. So you know who you are and you know who you aren't. You know that in order to win the game, you probably need to shoot the jump shots. You probably need to go ahead and get to the rim and just drive. You can take a couple of those shots and develop your game a little bit there too, but you really want to focus on your strengths and what makes you great. The reason why why this player picked you up on his team or the team picked you up to add you on is because of X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C. That's what you're gonna play to. So when you're in your peers, you get a mix of playing a little bit to your strengths, but also playing a little bit to your weaknesses. So you're allowed that freedom for the most part. So that's the time where you should be the most comfortable and be the most at ease to kind of just see where you are. That's more of the the standard or the set level of who you are and where you are. So you're playing against your peers and you're falling behind. That's kind of a test to see where you are. So you need to step your game up. If you're playing with your peers and you're always like the first pick or second pick, that's like a test to see where you are. If you're in the middle of the pack, you see where you are. So playing against your peers, you know where you are and where you stand at as far as development of certain things. Now, lastly, this is the one that's probably the toughest challenge for most people to get into, is because you have to swallow your pride right here. You have to really uh, have a different mindset to do this piece. You got to play above your head. You got to put yourself in a position where you're over your head with the talent and skill of you playing at. Let's go back to the seventh grade. If you're in seventh, eighth grade, play up with some high schoolers. You play up with some JV and varsity players, play against college players. The reason being is this is two things. So on one half, let's go mental first. On the mental side, you can get a huge confidence boost of knowing, okay, I can stick with these guys. Or you get the mental piece of maybe I'm not ready for this level yet, but now you have a mindset of where you are. That's the biggest test of where you are right there. So if you're in seventh, eighth grade and you're playing against varsity players, you get to see where you stand. You know, a lot of times college players and high school players, they'll play it with some overseas and pro guys. Or you'll see college players who have potential to go pro one day, they'll play against the guys that are in the NBA or overseas playing pro. You'll see guys who are younger in high school playing up with college guys and trying to get that taste of what the pro game, not the pro game, but the high school game is not showing them maybe. The college game is showing them this, but you don't get that in high school. So you get a taste of that and a little test of it against the college players. That's where you kind of test it as far as the future you. But you get a mental reset of how good you are or aren't. Because sometimes you get too comfortable in the first two tiers I talked about. You step in with your heads above water and you know you're going above your head with the age and skill level, you get humbled real quick to say, okay, I'm not as good as I think I am. But now on the skill side of it, you get to see what's the thing that really makes you great. Because if you're playing at that level, they only really want you to do one or two things, like for real, for real. Either A, knock down this open shot when I hit it to you. B, play hard. Get all the hustle stuff, the loose ball, the rebounds, get a couple steals, stuff like that. That's what keeps you on the court. Or whatever that thing is. If you're a point guard, you can handle the ball, get it to whoever needs to get the ball to. Cool. Just don't make stupid stuff happen. And I'm talking about. Like, don't make the stupid shots. Don't have the stupid shots. Don't have the stupid turnovers, the pointless turnovers. Don't make anything. Don't be a negative, basically. If you can be neutral, where either you just don't exist really on the court, that's a good thing. But it's really, really good if you actually add some level of a bonus. You're going to be in that bonus round because now you know a thing that you great at. So if we're hooping and I kick out to you for a shot and I'm telling you to shoot it, you're a shooter. If we're kicking it to you, hey, we're telling you go to the goal and get a bucket, go drive in, you're a slasher or you can drive and get to the rim. If we're on defense and I'm throwing things to you, hey man, block that shot, man. I'm having them come to you. You're a shot blocker. You're a defender. So it gets you a mental reset of where you are and where your strengths and weaknesses are. This is your superpower. So we have the Justice League right here, right now. Flash, we ain't talking about you flying right now. We're not worried about you flying. You're Flash. Want you to run as fast as possible. Go there, do that thing. So when on the basketball court, we don't need you to go score 30. We need you to hit these two shots when the ball comes to you. When you get the ball to you, shoot it. We ain't asking you to drive. We ain't even ask you to play defense. We just want you to shoot the ball. We'll take care of the rest of the stuff. So playing above your head gets you a reset of what's your superpower, what's the strongest thing that you have to contribute to on the court. You need all three of these because you get a good reset or a good development of the lowest levels where you can develop your skills and get a process of getting game reps in, of getting this skill better, developing this skill, sharpening your sword. You get the middle ground to see where your sword skills are actually at. So you get to test the highs and the lows. You get a comparison ranking of where you are with your peers and people in your age group. But then you go to the highest level to see what's the one or two things that really makes you special and unique on the court. So this is really great if you don't have a trainer. Even if you do have a trainer, you start to understand your game for yourself because you have all three levels now to where I'm a seventh grader hooping against sixth graders or fifth graders. All right, cool. I'm going to develop and work on this thing that I'm not as good at. But now I'm going back to my 7th and 8th grade peer group to now really hone myself in and see how good I actually am or am not. Now you're going to take that to a whole nother level, going against above your head, going against high schoolers, college players, pro players, grown men, to say, this is my thing that makes me really, really great. So you're going from one end of working and developing one or two things to now fine tuning and knowing what the really greatest strength is on the other side of it. In that middle, that's where you kind of get a feel for who you are in your peer group. So that's really a simple 3 level way of really developing your craft and developing your game while hooping if you don't have a trainer. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.